balls.co.za.
Brandon, topodds.com, middle of the World Cup, middle of the squeaky bottom time of the World Cup, one game to go, one real game, there's a third, fourth playoff. On topodds.com, Top Odds Compare on Twitter, you can go and have a look at the various odds that you can get on this World Cup final. Mark Fish and I, Brandon, have just been talking about the previous West Germany, it was at the time, West Germany against Argentina World Cup finals. What are the odds on this one, Brandon? Which way do you see it going?
Neil, it's going to be an absolutely cracking game. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the game last night. I'm sure you must have.
Yes, of course.
And to see Holland go out like that for the young side, was a little bit disappointing. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's Germany-Argentina final, and it's going to be an absolute cracker. I know that you've backed Thomas Müller to be top goal scorer, and I don't know if you guys want to. The betting is suspended for top goal scorer at the moment, but maybe we should just try and discuss the dead heat rules that apply in that market. So at the moment, I think Müller and James Rodriguez are a tie at this moment in time. Is that correct?
Well, there's some disputes about this. We talked about this yesterday. I thought Thomas Müller had 6, but he's down as having 5. He's got a hat-trick in the first game, and then 2, obviously, against Brazil. And I thought he got one in between, but it wasn't.
No, he scored 1 against Brazil. Schuller scored twice, and Cruz also scored twice.
So he's only got 5, so he's 1 behind.
No, they tie. Him and Rodriguez both have 5 goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Rodriguez was on 6.
He's definitely on 6.
Anyway,
Rodriguez is definitely on 6. I thought Müller was on 6
so
as well.
guys,
What happens if it's a tie? Tell me what happens if it's a tie.
Just so you guys understand. So at the moment, Thomas Müller's got 1 more game to play. And if he scores in that game, he'll tie James Rodriguez at 6.
Yes.
So basically how it works is the bookmaker will then, because there are 2 players on 6, the bookmaker will then halve your stake, so whatever you put on, and they will halve the payout as well, because there were 2 people that tied at 6 goals. So I'm not sure what you put on Thomas Müller.
What were the odds that we got, Maz? Can you remember?
33-1, I
can't
think.
remember. We got quite good odds on it.
Yeah, 33-1.
I did feel that when he was on 6 and poor old Thomas, I didn't think he was going to catch up. But you're right, if he gets 1 in the final. So Rodriguez has got 6. Thomas Müller has got 5, 3 against Portugal, 1 against the USA and 1 against Brazil. And he needs 1 to tie, and that means we'll get half of the money, the 500 rand that we put on, we'll get half of the money back if he ties it. And that will still be a significant amount for Wings of Change charity, and that would be very nice. But what are people saying about the actual the Germany-Argentina result? Are there any early odds out? Because obviously I think Germany should be way out in front as favourites. They're the form side. They're coming off the back of a huge morale-lifting victory over the hosts, whereas Argentina I felt were a lot more dull and droll. But they'll be on a high as well, having got through even on penalties. It must be a wonderful feeling. But do we have any odds yet on the final?
We do.
Good.
We do. Both bookmakers, that's Allen Bookmaker and WSB. They have Germany up at favourites to win the World Cup at 7-10, and Argentina at 11-10. So the Germans are the clear favourites to lift the trophy. And after that performance against Brazil, I mean, you have to think, Brazil were poor. I mean, 5 tap-in goals, that's what they were. Nothing spectacular. And I don't know so much. I think Argentina will be a tougher test. Their defence has been very, very good. I think they've only conceded 2 goals the whole tournament. But they haven't really scored many. I mean, all their victories have been 1-0 at this point. So, it's going to be a very, very tough game, and I think it'll go to penalties.
Really? No, I can't stand that. I mean...
Well, you can't stand it because you've never really played football. So, at the end of the day, it's to win. And as you just said there, I think that the Argentinians defensively look very... they're going to be definitely a lot harder to break down than the Brazilians were. And, Argentina haven't scored many goals, but I guarantee you 1-0 beating Germany 1-0 will lift the trophy, and that's all it takes. So, the bookmakers definitely, as we said earlier, the Germans must be favourites to go out because of what they did to Brazil. But it's an Argentinian team that is going to pose so much more than the Brazilians did. And I do feel that on the day, you were just talking now about the likes of Messi and Higuain and Aguero. They haven't performed yet, but on their day, they certainly can. and there's no better place than a World Cup final. So I'm still backing Argentina to lift the trophy in Brazil, because I think it's something that they would have. It's on their bucket list to lift the World Cup in the next door neighbours, their arch rivals.
And as we've said right from the start, there's never been a European side won in South America. Germany, can they be the first year? I think they can. But all I'm saying, when I say I don't want penalty, it's just, I mean, you remember the 86 final, which was a great final, right? 86 in Mexico, Maradona at the peak of his powers with his hand and his feet. But then when we got to the 1990 final, we had an Argentina side playing much like they did last night, scraping their way into the final and basically making a nonsense of that final. I don't know if you remember, there were 2 sendings off that night, and there was pushing of the ref, constant pushing and shoving of the ref. So that I mean, I'm just saying, I think it would be great to see an open final, and I don't see Argentina, opening up at all, because they saw what Germany did to Brazil.
I just think, as a betting man, you can't read too much into that semi-final between Brazil and Germany. They were missing Thiago Silva, they were missing Neymar. They hadn't been convincing the whole tournament, and you can't read anything into that game. I don't think Germany were tested. I don't think Germany could believe that they were 5-0 up after 25 minutes. And after that, the game was dead. The game was dead at 2-0 for me. So I think their real test is going to come against Argentina.
Yeah.
Argentina, their first real test for me was against the Netherlands. I mean, tactically, Louis van Gaal was very, very good in the game. And the situation for them now is, do they need to go and break Germany down? I don't think they do. I think they need to sit back and play exactly the way they played against the Netherlands. And
this is what I'm talking about.
They go, you'd rather be in a penalty shootout to win the World Cup than lose it in 90 minutes.
Absolutely.
And I think if they know if they push against this German side, this German team can score and they're ruthless. So it might just be a cagey game and a very boring 90 minutes.
Brandon from Topos, with that, thank you. I was hoping for something lighter and brighter. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's right, Mark. I mean, that's what you're saying. The pragmatic approach is exactly that.
Balls.co.za